Ching ching bam bam boom bam. Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Detective here, investigating your favorite animes, and today I'm going to be doing an anime review on the new Demon Slayer Season 3, Road to the Swordsmith Village, or in Japanese, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Katana Kaji no Sato Hen. So this is the latest season in the sensational, groundbreaking, world-opening, eyes-widening anime that is Demon Slayer, one of the most popular shonens playing right now. And Demon Slayer is adapted from a manga of the same name by Koyoharu Gotoge, and it is adapted into an anime by Ufotable. So, Demon Slayer started in 2019 with Season 1, which was sensational. It was a huge hit. A lot of people got into anime only because of Demon Slayer. Me personally, I think Season 1 is kind of overrated. Sure, it's not bad, but the opening few episodes and the last few episodes also leave me incredibly underwhelmed. After that, we have Mugen Train, the movie, in 2020. And I believe I went to the cinemas to watch that one back in Hong Kong, and I find myself enjoying it a lot more than Season 1. Sure, it's still not like the best anime ever, but the animation quality, the fights, it's so much more interesting. And then we have Season 2 released earlier last year, or I think at the very end of 2021, and holy crap, Demon Slayer really upgraded itself. Season 2 is easily, hands down, without question, the best arc in Demon Slayer, and that is the Entertainment District. It is the most colorful, vibrant, the most unpredictable, with some of the best characters. The location, the lore is at its most interesting, and the fight at the end is so goddamn intense, and it cuts so close that it is a very emotionally overwhelming season, which is fantastic. So to follow that up, Ufotable decided to release another movie, and it's and the movie's called Demon Slayer: The End of Entertainment District, the beginning to Road to the Swordsmith Village. So essentially what this movie does, it is that it shows the last 3 episodes of season 2, and then it shows the first episode of season 3, and then slap them together. And even though I wasn't really excited for this movie or anything, I thought that maybe it would be worth it if I watch it in the cinemas. So I did in LA. I paid for a movie ticket, went to the theaters to watch this movie, and damn am I disappointed, because it literally is 3 episodes plus one more slapped together without much else. They didn't even remove the end credits, so I have to watch the end credits 3 times. And then the issue is that we have episode 1, and honestly, I don't even think episode 1 is that good. So I ended up giving the movie a 5 out of 10. I was kind of disappointed. So yeah, before I start off, let's talk about the OP. God, this OP is easily the worst OP of Demon Slayer so far. I think the song-wise, it's fun, but it is another passionate rock song. I swear to God, if another shonen or seinen anime gets a passionate rock song with the same goddamn chord progression again, it's literally a song that I've listened to like 1,000 times already in anime. It's so trite. But what's even more trite is the visuals attached to the OP. It's every anime OP cliche you can imagine. This OP is a hair away from having a shot of birds flying in the sky and a main character turning around and smiling, and Tanjiro standing in the middle of the village, and the sun is like rising and setting like a time lapse, and then all the characters fighting air. Like, are you serious? And all the characters, the 3 main characters, looking at each other and then looking at the screen and then smiling. Like, oh my god, someone's calling me. So yeah, obviously, the OP is very disappointing, and I hate doing this, but after watching the OP once, I skipped every other OPs in this season. It just feels like one gigantic formulaic cop out. And the EDs is fine. It's also nothing all that special or interesting. It's a bunch of JPEGs. So I don't know, where did that budget go? Now we have the plot itself, and the plot itself is actually quite interesting. So Tanjiro's sword is broken. His sword is broken, so he needs his personal swordsmith to fix his sword. Haganezuka-san, Mr. Haganezuka. And Haganezuka is pissed at Tanjiro for breaking his swords. So Tanjiro decides to go to the swordsmith village in person. And lo and behold, he goes there and finds out that things are weird and something strange is boiling underneath. And he also runs into two extremely powerful upper rank demons. So that's basically the entire plot of season 3. And honestly, the first 3 episodes, while not a lot happens, and I see a lot of people online complaining about the pacing. Ooh, the pacing. Honestly, the pacing is not the issue in this season of Demon Slayer. Pacing has never been an issue in Demon Slayer. I think it is really well paced. I like that nothing happens in the first 3 episodes. This is a very much needed break. And I like that it takes things slow and we see something more slice of life. It also sets itself up for a lot of mystery, so that's really interesting. Episode 1 is 49 minutes long, and I didn't like it that much, mainly because of the opening scene where we have the Infinity Castle, and we have Muzan, the evil big bad demon villain. And yeah, in concept this is fine, but the thing with this scene is that it is edited like an Indian soap opera. It's so over edited. Whenever something dramatic happens, it has to happen 3 times. Like, it doesn't have to be like that, man. We know it's dramatic. You don't have to edit it so that it's even more dramatic. And then we have episodes 4 to 6, and I think these 3 episodes are amazing. And when I was watching, I was like, hey, that's not as bad as some people say it is. I'm actually entertained. I'm actually enjoying it. The fights are awesome. It came out of nowhere. And then we have 2 demons. Last season, it was also 2 demons, but they're considered the same person. But this time it's 2 demons, and it's legit actually 2 demons. Also, what's interesting is that this season, we don't have Zenitsu and Inosuke. They're not here for the first time, which means we're going to get a refreshing character ensemble, and I was really excited for that. We got Genya, who is this other demon slayer, who is always angry and grumpy. We got the Mist Hashira, and then we got the Love Hashira, played by the one and only legendary Kanazawa Hana. Hanazawa Kana. Leave me alone. But all in all, this is a very interesting character ensemble. And yeah, it's Hanazawa Kana. Hanakana is her, in short. But yeah, the character ensemble is very interesting. The fights seem to be interesting as well. But however, after episode 6, unfortunately, I have to announce that things start to stale a little bit afterwards. First of all, so there are 2 demons, the upper rank 4 and upper rank 5. And upper rank means bad. And upper rank 4 is this demon who is really scared, and you would normally think, okay, this scaredy, crying, whining demon is like weak, right? You're wrong, because he can split itself into many other demons, and other demons are not scared. They all have their own emotion. There's a sad demon, there's an angry demon, there's a happy demon, there's a resentful demon, there's a hatred demon, and they all have a different emotion, and they all have their own power. One demon has this giant leaf, and if you waves it, essentially it's Echo's Act 2. You get crushed, or you get blown away by this wind. One demon can strike thunder, the other demon can scream and like destroy your eardrums. It's pretty creative. I like it. And then we have Upper Rank 5. Yeah, it, eh. It's not like the worst villain in anime history, but it's definitely a step down from anything I've seen so far. This demon can teleport from vase to vase, and this demon has everything to do with seafood, with so water, like seawater, and then fish, puffer fish, and octopus tentacles. It's weird, and that's where you get the CGI fish, and it doesn't look good at all. And when the CGI fish attacks the village, I think this is easily the ugliest scene in Demon Slayer. And that's saying something because Demon Slayer is one of the most beautifully animated shows right now. But the CGI fish is just not very great. And then on top of that, we also get CGI wooden dragons near the end of the season, which I'm also not a huge fan of. I know it's really difficult to animate something like this, but come on, it's UFO Table. I mean, you guys animated a swinging scythe and fireworks for season 2. You can do the same for this. So yeah, obviously the fight with Upper Rank 5, the Vase Demon, is not that impressive, and I think literally everyone on Earth can agree with that. His powers is a lot less interesting, but I think what makes this fight feel worse is honestly his banter, because he is your average evil, like goofy evil villain in anime. Like he's always laughing like ha 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 ha, you're weak, ha 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 ha, I am so strong, you small powerless humans, ha ha ha, you will not dodge my attack, hoo 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 hoo, ha ha ha. And it's just, it's so stereotypical. I feel like I've seen villains like this 200 times already. The fight with Upper Rank 4 is a lot more interesting, but it gets a little bit less interesting, spoiler alert, where all the demons merged and fused into one super powerful villain. That somehow became way less interesting. Where the demon, the hatred demon, has like 5 drums, and he would hit a drum and then wooden dragons will come out, which is very scary, but somehow that's less interesting. So yeah, not really all that great, the fights. And again, like for the first 3 episodes, you get stories that take place over the course of a very long period, maybe a whole month. And then the last 9 episodes take place over the course of one entire night, because when the morning comes, the demons, they die because of sunlight. So they have to die before the sun rises, otherwise they will just run away and escape. So that's that, but because of the way the anime, the season, the first 3 episodes set up for a lot of mysteries, the anime just never resolves the mysteries. So Genya in the beginning, it's like, oh, what is Genya doing here? Why did he lose his tooth? Wait, why is the Miss Hashira here? Why is he fighting the doll? Okay, maybe he's fighting the doll, the fighting doll, to train himself. That makes sense. But why does the doll look like that? There's a mystery in that. Why is there a hidden sword hidden inside the doll? What's the story with that? Like when I saw that episode, it feels really interesting. It feels like the show is setting up for more lore, for more world building. Like there's a secret in that sword or something. But no, that never happened. So that was kind of underwhelming. Now, another thing I want to say is there just is not enough screen time for Kanroji, the love Hashira. Yeah, she is a baddie. Everyone cosplays her, but it's just not enough screen time. I want to see her more action. I love her sword, the little whippy sword. That was awesome. Seeing her fight was awesome. And someone's calling me again. But she's fighting. I'm declining, I swear to God. But she's not fighting all that much. And I like that she barely has any flashbacks, because not every single character needs to have a horrible childhood. Oh God. And yeah, let's talk about the flashbacks a little bit. I get it that flashbacks are the central idea of Demon Slayer. Like every single protagonists and antagonists have very interesting childhoods that have led them to this point, and I really like that. But at some point in this season, the flashbacks begin to feel formulaic and they really bog down the pacing. Genya's flashback is really formulaic. I feel like I've seen this many times already. And then we got the flashback for the Mist Hashira, which is kind of similar. So whenever it jumps to a flashback, I'm just like, okay, do we really need more of this? And then we have the last episode, which is 52 minutes long, and it was a very good fight. It was a very climactic, emotional finale, which I really like. There is, however, a reveal at the end involving Nezuko, who is the little young demon sister that Tanjiro has, who is a good person, good demon. There's a reveal, and while this is a really amazing reveal, maybe it's because of the timing, maybe it's because of the directing of this episode, but it just feels too convenient. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like a serious thing that actually happened. Maybe if this happens before the fight is over, then maybe it would feel better. But because the fight is already over and then suddenly you get this reveal, it just feels sudden and it just feels too convenient for the moment. And again, I just feel like the anime sets up a lot of mysteries, and these mysteries are never resolved at the end, which is kind of disappointing. And I think the ending is kind of copped out, where he saved the village and he's leaving, and all the villagers are clapping, and we have confetti all over the place, which is really cool. But yeah, I kind of wish the ending of this season would just be like Seven Samurai, where all the villagers would be celebrating and completely leaving the protagonists alone and ignoring them. Like, that would be a really cool, harsh way to end off the season. But of course, they're not going to do that. Again, flashbacks. One thing I wanted to say is flashbacks aren't bad. Like, ReZero Season 2 is full of flashbacks, but because every flashback adds so much to the lore and every flashback feels so different, the flashbacks themselves are insanely entertaining and interesting, but I can't say the same for Demon Slayer. Finally, the good things. Even though this review so far has been pretty negative, I would still say that I enjoyed this season overall quite a bit. I still think this is entertaining as hell. And my favorite scene is Haganesuka-san honing a sword. And the vase demon was like, why are you so focused on that? And tried to distract him, but he keeps owning the sword. And the vase demon slashed him up, and he's bleeding all over the place, and he's still owning the sword. It's a scene like this that only Asians can write. Like, if this story is written by an American, this scene would not exist. There's something about it that's so freaking Confucius. It's so damn good. And I like the overall concept of the season. I really like, of course the sword users are important, but the swordsmiths are just as important. It's really important to acknowledge the people behind the scenes. And finally, there's a flashback sequence on the last episode with Muzan going back 1,000 years when he was in the I'm not familiar with Japanese history, but 1,000 years before. So I would say like 900 CE or something in Japan, and it's in black and white because it's old. But also there's this montage of Muzan destroying everyone in chronological order. So people wearing period clothes, but you see them progress, and it slowly goes from the Showa period to the Showa is, I don't know, the Edo period, some period, and then at the end it's Taisho period, which is right after World War One. And so that was really cool. But overall, I think season 3 is just and it's entertaining, it's really good, but also it's easily the weakest season of Demon Slayer so far. But I feel like it can only get better from here. So I'm giving the new Demon Slayer Season 3 a light 7 out of 10. So have you watched Demon Slayer Season 3? Comments below, let me know. Subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.